And this episode of the Straight Up RnD Podcast.
It started over there. It's over here now. Today. I'm sure it's gonna reach in fucking in Austin. They done the mayor out there done deployed.
They want to fuck with Abbott?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
To fuck around with.
So that's what I'm saying, bro.
Let them do that shit in Texas.
You know what I'm saying?
That nigga Abbott going to send the military himself.
Bro, look.
Boy, don't Texas.
Look.
Texas.
Seattle might start. They on Democrat.
Abbott is
bullshit.
Beyond Republican. That nigga damn near evil.
He racist.
Let him smell some Democrat protesting going on. Yo, what's good, y'all?
What's good, everybody?
Oh, we in another episode. I fucked up.
We gonna keep going anyway. But yo, look, we have another episode 59. I know, guys, it's been a while. All right?
It's been a while, y'all.
Life has been happening. You know, protests has been happening. Shit slinging on Twitter, on X has been happening. Stuff is on fire, you know. So bear with us, and it's hard to keep up with the news. It's like,
and it's too much in my mind going on.
It's always something, man. It's always something. But welcome to episode 59 of the Straight Up RnD Podcast. I am Rich,
D,
and yeah, we're gonna give it to you real raw, uncut, straight up with opinions based on motherfucking facts. And the number one rule on this podcast is we do not give a fuck about your feelings.
But we appreciate the support. Keep fucking with us. Now as we're recording this video, we at 296. 296. So hopefully by the time y'all see this, we'll be past 300. So let's just say we'll be past 300. Thank you for the support.
Yes,
300
for the
subs.
Support. We're gonna do a little special little thing, you know what I'm saying? A little special thing, but you know, we gotta get past 300. We gotta get to 500.
Gotta get to 500.
That's a new goal, but 300 right now, we're almost there.
So
let's keep it going.
Comment, subscribe, and share this videos with your friends and
family, friends, people you hate. Share it to your biggest hater. You know what I'm saying? And let them hate. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm gonna coin that. Share this to your favorite hater. You know what I mean?
Share it to your favorite hater.
Yeah. I think we'll go with that shit. But So if you haven't heard or you don't know what's happening in the world, but apparently,
but not to cut you off, I literally talked to somebody yesterday that didn't know what was going on.
Oh my gosh!
I was like, man, I can't. I was like, my wife wants to go to LA. I was like, we ain't going to LA no time soon. They're like, what's going on in LA? I'm like, what the hell you mean what's going on in LA?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but go ahead.
Oh my gosh.
Some people
right when I thought something. Damn. Like, I'd understand like if they didn't know what was going on in Palestine because it's not here, but like it's here. You can't even turn on the TV without seeing it.
Social media. You turn on your phone. Notifications pop on my phone.
Apple News and Google News, all this crap. Like you can't escape it. But apparently some people just that oblivious to shit. But
people that voted for Kamala.
Yo. But yeah, like I was saying, there's a bunch of protests going on in LA due to the recent deportation of the illegals or the migrants. I mean, I don't know what you can call them now. I mean, it's gang members, illegal gang members, organized criminals,
them undocumented citizens,
illegal citizens, illegal aliens. I don't know how many different names you can give what the situation is, but a lot of people are protesting and fighting the police, ICE, and the National Guard to protect these people because allegedly or apparently they have some sort of rights here even though they're not citizens. So I just want to ask you, or just put the question out.
Oh boy.
We've seen with Black Lives Matter how that went. Who is this going to affect?
The people that live in the community. And I thought we would have learned this from BLM because, first of all, businesses pulled out of certain areas after that. They were just like, if you don't know how to act, and if we're going to have to, do this again in the future, we'd rather just not be here. And some businesses, a lot of businesses say, because they're probably thinking like, hey, this is just a one-time thing. This is a really sensitive time in history. So a lot of them, was empathetic and understood. But bro, if every time you don't like something, you're just going to riot, break down stores, break into people's stores and loot, there will be nothing in your community left. They're going to keep building, look, remember how long it took for them to rebuild that community, to rebuild those stores and stuff?
Yep.
It took a while. And the same thing is going to happen now. It's going to take a while. And some businesses are going to be like, bro, we just fixed this shit from BLM. Now we got to fix this shit again because of, the immigration or the ICE protests. They don't want to keep dealing with this shit. I'm like, LA still go through mad shit enough as it is. Y'all just got over the fires.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you had the whole fires. That was a big fiasco, a big failure.
And then now this. And then, I'm so pissed off at Gavin Newsom and the mayor. I can't remember her name as of right now. It's blanking.
I'll find it. Go ahead.
But I'm like, you're not controlling your state. And then I just get mad on hey, it's President Trump's fault. Like, bro, if X didn't exist.
Karen Bass,
that's her name. If X didn't exist or other social media platforms didn't exist, we wouldn't have known how bad the protests were before Trump called in a National Guard. It wasn't always peaceful. And then it's like Newsom is just too scared to just stand on his toes and be like, yo, this is unacceptable. He did eventually say hey, if you're not peacefully protesting, you'll be arrested. It's not acceptable. But then just put the blame. I'm like, how did Trump get into this? This has nothing to do with Trump. Your people want to protest. As of right now, people are protesting at NYC, I believe peacefully. I haven't seen nothing going up yet. But by the time this video comes out, I don't know. And if you want to march down the streets, whatever, peacefully, go ahead. I'm down for peaceful protests. If you just want to march down the street, make your voice heard, that's fine. Mm-hmm. But at least Mayor Adams, bro, I saw Mayor Adams said, I'm paraphrasing, but I can't remember what he said word for word. Hey, you can peacefully protest, but all that looting shit or that violent shit, that would not be tolerated.
He got a backbone now?
Bro, I see in the comments now, he don't care what political party he represent. Oh, he's Trump minion. I'm like, bro, he's really just trying to protect New York. Literally, I see, and it's pictures of NYPD across the board with shields, vests, and all that shit. Which he should do, though. Which you should do. So now I'm like, protecting New York is a bad thing? And I'm like, bro, I just don't fucking get it. And it's shit that you're protesting, too. Again, if you want to protest, go ahead. But, it's two ways I feel about this. I'm empathetic towards the people who've been here for years, who have families, committed no crimes. They didn't do anything. They just listen, we just want to come over here for a better life because, in Mexico and Colombia, they have big cartel problems, gang violence. So I can understand you want to escape from that, right? I wish there's a way we can give them a pathway to citizenship if they prove they were just serviceable members of the community they reside in, right? But at the same time, if you broke a law and you suffering the repercussions of that law, of you breaking that law, what can I really say? I feel bad. But if you broke the law and then the next commander-in-chief wants to enforce those laws, what can I say? What can I really say? Because a law is still in place, and I don't want to hear no shit that I think I'll be going on for this long. But
I knew we weren't gonna. I was like,
I remember people were saying like, especially The View. Jesus, and
you still watch that, dude? I'd lose my shit if
I lose my shit all the time. And I'm really trying this podcast. I know I be joking around saying F Kamala in the past, but I'm really trying to be more of a centrist. But it's just the shit these days make no sense. I sound Republican when I'm really not. I think both parties are corrupt, but my goodness gracious. They are basically what I'm trying to say. The View, that like other Democratic pundits, they're just like they didn't commit no crime by coming into the country. It's a civil thing. It's not a criminal case. And I'm just like, all right.
But then this is where I find it very, very interesting because can't you not say they already broke the law by coming in here illegally? Like that is the law. Like you came in illegally, you broke the law, and if you get caught, then you should get sent back.
And see, here's the thing too, bro. It's really nuanced. There's two ways to come into the country. Say, for instance, if somebody get a visa, right? Mm-hmm. That means you are, I can't think of the word, just slipped in my head, but that means the U.S. is allowing you to come in through a legal way. Now, if you stay past that visa date, now the U.S. can say that's a civil crime. Mm-hmm. And normally for that, they just like, hey, you just got to go back, right? So that's one thing. But now if you come into the United States across the border, which is illegal, it means you have no visa, no work visa, no way for the country to bring you in legally, you broke the law. Now, if you get caught, there's two ways you could be sent back. There's two things that could happen. It could still be a civil case, and it could be a criminal case. Mm-hmm. Presidents don't really do the criminal shit. You could go to jail. So they just normally would just like, hey, we'll just send you back. So technically, when I'm thinking for the people that broke in illegally through the border, Trump is kind of doing them a favor in a way, like, we're just going to deport you back. Because there is some grounds that you can go to prison. But my thing is, though, you still came in illegal. Bro, like, do people not even realize what it takes to even cross that border? You got to go through the desert.
It's a lot.
Go through the river, get a coyote. Like, it's dangerous.
People die.
And then you crawl over a border and then reside somewhere hoping you don't get caught, and then you're in. That's not legal. So now I'm saying, like, if somebody says, yo, you came into the US illegally, you broke all laws to come into this country, and I'm going to deport you, like, what can I say, bro? As much empathy I can have towards somebody, because you want to escape, you want to escape your hometown because it's corrupt with gangs and but I can't be mad at a country wanting to enforce their law. When you go out and travel, like we traveled out the country, they ask where you're going to stay at, how long you staying, what's the address of the place you staying,
and they give you a time limit. So let's say even if you were to go to like Mexico or Colombia or wherever, you can't stay past the amount of time you're allowed to stay in that country. And if they catch you coming back every, like you let's say it's 3 months, right? Let's say you can go to Mexico or Guatemala for 3 months, and you leave on your last day or the day before your last day, come back to the U.S., and then go back out and leave again and go back to Guatemala again, and you stay another 3 years, they flag you right there. They're saying something is not right. You're trying to reside in another country that you're not a citizen of. And they actually tell you, okay, you can't do this more than 1 time or 2 times consecutively within 1 year because it's a red flag. Mm-hmm. They don't know what kind of business you got going, or if you're doing drug smuggling or you're trying to reside in another country, like I said. So, like, there's limitations to these things, and there's laws that go with these things where you got to say, look, You got the privilege to come here, but you can't think that you belong here.
Exactly. And two more things I want to say. Because with these riots going on, people must think, especially people who don't live in the United States, must think all of America don't agree with Trump on what he's doing, right? So it was on ABC. I took screenshots of it. ABC, not ABC, CBS. And they're pretty left-leaning. They did a poll. And they like Trump's administration's programs to deport immigrants illegally in the U.S. 54% of Americans approved. 46% disapproved. And then Trump's deportation program is making people in the U.S. feel safer. 42% said they feel safer. 30% said they feel less safe. 27% said no change. And then, so I'm like, all right, if majority of Americans want this to happen, that means just a small percentage of them are rioting and just making the loudest noise. Mm-hmm. So America is in agreement with what he's doing, but it's just, again, it's just like...
This is social media that's really blowing it up bigger than what it actually
and
really
the news coverage. Because, it's LA is a big state. California is a big state. So obviously something happens there, it's going to be on the news and shit. But all of America doesn't feel that way. And plus, I think it's the same thing of like, if you voice your opinion against Trump, everybody's going to scrutinize you and demonize you. Nobody wants to go through that. So they just stay in the shadows and stay silent. Mm-hmm. But with these polls, I still don't know how to get these polls, but
yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's still, but even if it's a left leaning
network, and they're kind of saying like, "Yo,
these are what people are saying," like
So yeah, so I'll pass it over to you. But that's what I got to say about it.
No, I get it because like I wanted to ask you, like you said earlier, like you understand like if the person came in, didn't commit no crimes while they were in. Mind you, they broke a law of entering illegally, right?
Right.
So they came in, they were good people, they had their little job, they try to, contribute to society, but they're not paying any taxes, right? I mean, obviously sales tax or whatever.
Yeah, like buying food.
But like when they work, they're not paying any taxes. And, they staying under the radar. But let's say, these people, and it's happening, they're getting caught, right? They're getting caught. They're getting put back into detention centers and sent back to their country. Do you think those people should get some leeway into, not being deported or like, because I feel like maybe the protest will have a good reason if it's for those type of people.
For those people.
But like, what do you think? Are you more like you still came in illegally? That's the law you broke, so you still gotta leave.
I heard somebody say this today. I don't know if it's true, so I gotta look it up. They were like, Trump offered people like money to if they didn't commit any crimes, like offer them some type of money to go deport back and offer them a path to citizenship. I haven't heard that, but if that's true, then I'm like, okay, I feel good with that. Like with people who was here for a while, it's like, they did break the law of coming in illegally. But let's just say if they've been here for like 10, 20 years, they got a family and they're doing fine. I wouldn't be mad if they offered them a path to citizenship. Like, again, they're not criminals, even though you did break a crime to come in. And think about it, too, like, not every administration takes the border seriously. I mean, obviously, Biden didn't, right? Well, Obama did, Bill Clinton. Well, previous Democrats kind of did. So, it
wasn't sensationalized.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess if they came through a previous administration and they're like, look, we know we broke the law, but there was a lot of cartel stuff going on. We just wanted to protect our families. And, we've worked. We don't break no crime. We don't break the law. I wouldn't be mad if he offered them a pass. I wouldn't be mad. But at the same time, I still can't be mad if they say, well, you broke the law and we're going to enforce it now. You know what I'm saying? So if I was president, I'd be like, look, I understand what you did. Here's a fine you have to pay. I'll just let you pay a fine. You can stay here. We'll work with you to get a pathway to citizenship. Like you got to do like some type of punishment. You got to do something. I would say like here's a $10,000 fine.
They still paying off the cartels that gave them the path to come here, bro.
Maybe that moment, but it got to be some type of fine that it kind of hurts. So like,
what are you gonna do? A freaking what? Are they garnish their wages? Like,
all right, maybe I don't know what the damn fine. $1,000. It gotta be. They gotta like here pay a fine.
Yo, lock them up. I'm joking, but to me, okay. To me, I would leave him alone. I'd leave him alone.
Yeah, leave him.
I'd leave him alone. I'd turn the other way. But for the new people that's coming in, it's up. It's up.
If you came on the Biden,
it's up. like I think I would say like, if I'm in and this is going on, is getting cut, and whoever get caught from that moment, like, it's a wrap. And now at that point, I'll leave it up to the states. New York, you want to keep all of them? You ain't getting no funding from me. So like that, I think that would be fair. I think that would be fair because every state, we know Alabama, Texas, them places, they have Arizona, they have the issue, they have the problem, right? They don't. Some of them may not publicly say they don't want those type of people in their state, but they're there anyway. But New York, Chicago, Pennsylvania, Virginia, they all want to pull them in. Detroit, they all want to pull them in. Have them. Take care of them. Just know when you having some crisis or some problem and your budget is all screwed up because you spend billions and billions and billions on trying to take care of these people who shouldn't belong here, that's on you. That's on you.
That's on you.
That's on you. That's why Eric Adams is in hot water. Whatever the dude name it
in Chicago.
The stupid guy in Chicago. Like,
what's his name again?
It just doesn't make no sense to me. And like that's how I would approach it. Close up the border, seal it up, And yes, if you catch people here and there that criminals.
Brandon Johnson.
Yeah, Brandon Johnson. People who are like drug leaders, ring lords, or whatever, drug lords, or whatever you want to call them. You get caught, you get sent back. Because now it's like, how do you run an operation where okay, these illegal immigrants have been here for so long, let's leave them alone. But these guys, they just came in here, let's take them. You can't do that. It's either you come in, you find they're not supposed to be here, you take them out. You don't give a shit what they're saying because, one, they don't have no real proof.
I was about to say, like, how do you even differentiate that?
How do you differentiate that? So my thing is, you commit a crime, that's your ticket, your stamp, you're going back. You know what I'm saying? But then again, you see how Trump brings the National Guard to LA. He's getting resistance from the same mayor that I know she knows she has a big immigration problem. I know, but she don't want to say it.
You can't. You got to please your constituents.
Exactly. And I'm like, but at what cost? At what cost?
You see what Eric Adams going through?
That's what I'm saying. At what cost? You're going to say, all right, we got to take care of these illegal people, but then we also got to take care of the actual citizens, like the residents of the state.
That's why in a huge budget deficit.
We do. We have a humongous deficit. And now I just read something, they're lowering the speed limit on the city bikes and giving people tickets on city bikes and all this moped. And I'm like, y'all focusing on ticketing people who running Uber Eats. I'm like, yo, you do your DoorDash. You're like, damn, why this dude taking man long to bring my food? And you know what I mean? Like, we have that luxury, but we know it's It's probably somebody who's illegal, or probably, you know what I mean? Some dude that's just trying to make ends meet. And then now you enforcing all these laws against these people and running your police force thin, chasing people on bicycles, bro. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? It makes no sense.
I thought the same shit when they was doing the... Damn, I think the final debate is tonight or tomorrow. Gotta catch it. But for mayor, for New York City, one of the topics was talking about, you know, the DoorDash bikes and mopeds. I'm like, this is what y'all fucking talking about? Mopeds and motorcycles and shit? I'm like, there's so much bigger shit y'all could be talking about. This is a topic? Skip that shit one time. By listening to that part, I'm like, who the hell out here complaining about mopeds? I mean, shit, they be taking parking spots.
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. They're annoying. It's annoying because you riding up the opposite direction of the one way. Like, I get it. And riding on the sidewalk, I get it. But on the grand scheme of things, it's not something that's high priority.
Definitely not high priority.
It's not high priority, bro. To the point where you're like trying to lower speed limits for the cars and the bikes. It's like, dude, what are you doing? There's enough traffic here already. Mm-hmm. And and I'm like, how do you know? How would you know if the bike is going faster than 15 miles an hour? Are you gonna run around with a speed gun and speed gunning people on bicycles? Like, what? Dude, you have people who could ride a bike at 25 miles an hour. What, are they gonna get a ticket? They need a speedometer on their bicycle now? Like, come on.
Bike people, man, they don't follow no type of rules. Dude. I get it, but it's not a priority.
Dude, it's not a priority at all. But yet, they want to make a big issue out of it and talk about it. But look, if the riots come here to New York, my thing is this. You would think people learn from Black Lives Matter. You would think, like, Black Lives Matter happened. The movement got tarnished, destroyed, right? And what did we get out of it? What, a few broken statues, a couple murals painted on a wall.
Nothing invested in the community.
Nothing came out of that. Nothing came out of it. We're just back. We're worse than where we were before. Like, we could have done without the protests. You know what I'm saying? But now we're worse from where we started. And I look at the protests that's going in LA, and it's like, okay, so what are you trying to get? What are you trying to accomplish? You think this is going to be the...
That's my thing. I'm like, all right, what are you hoping to accomplish? Because they're going to do that and do that. They're going to stay there and do their job either way.
As long as Trump is in, he's not gonna just say, okay, we're just gonna stop. We know this guy's...
You think Holman pulling back? Trump pulling... Bro.
I don't think Holman slept. He don't look like he got any sleep, man. He been working all day, all night. Dude,
I don't know what you're trying to accomplish. Like, and the thing about it, bro, I just feel bad because, like, there's some local family businesses, none are doing nothing, being broken into, looted. I actually saw a video on X yesterday or today where they breaking into Adidas, stealing the sneakers and shit. I'm like, that has nothing to do
with the movement.
If you don't like ICE, that's have your opinion. It's America, freedom of speech. But when you're breaking into people's stores and businesses, that's not cool.
It's not.
That is not cool.
And then you setting them back, in an economy that's already tough as it is, with tariffs and this and that. And it's like, come on now, people just really trying to make the ends meet.
They're trying, and you probably just ended some people's businesses, man. Mm-hmm. Ended their businesses, bro. And it's just making people's lives hard. And this economy is not in a good place.
And they got a Skid Row and all them places and they have a major homeless problem and drug infestation.
Oh my God, California is terrible.
Yo,
hey,
it's like the
Gavin
slums.
Newsom to run for president? They want Gavin Newsom. Like every time I look at, they be like, "Oh, top Democratic choices." Gavin Newsom be on the list at some point, and I'm like,
how?
Why and how? Like, why? Look at California. Look at California.
Oh my God!
Imagine that being the rest of the United States.
Oh my gosh!
And you know another thing that came into my mind too, bro. I'm like, yo, bro, this is just what they want. This is why we was even talking.
Dude, they have. Oh my gosh! For 2024 to 2025 fiscal year, California is facing substantial $4.68 billion budget deficit.
Yeah, and the Newsom gonna leave office and pass it on to the next governor to clean up.
Oh my gosh, with annual operating deficits of around $30 billion. Damn, man.
Tearing California apart. But you know another thing I thought about too, bro, with this whole political divide. I'm like,
yo, from 2000, it was $57.7 billion in 2000. Now the overall debt is $158 billion. So it tripled, bro. Like, yo.
I don't know what they're doing over there.
I don't understand. I don't get it. And the citizens are the ones that's gonna suffer, yo. Programs gonna have to get cut. Assistance is gonna have to get cut. Like, what? Taxes gonna go up. Gas prices there. I don't even know how they survive out there with the gas prices.
Isn't California the most taxed state in America? The most expensive?
It's the most expensive. Well, I don't know between New York and Cali, but
I know their gas prices are through the roof.
Yeah,
out
it's
there.
like $4 or $5, and that's average.
How are people surviving out there?
I'm like, I don't.
But that's why they got a homeless problem. Can't survive out there.
Nobody can survive. They just run the drugs. They run the drugs. And it's like, look, I give New York its credit because we have more people than them. We're a smaller state, but we don't have that type of problem.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I give New York their credit, but that California stuff, I don't know. And I think these riots ain't gonna stop. I think
I'm surprised they went on this long.
I think it's gonna go past 4th of July.
Damn, that's a minute away, yo.
Yeah, I think it's gonna go up till then because they're shooting the officers with fireworks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I actually saw a video. I'm not gonna hold. I saw a video of some like local business owners helping the police. Like they were like having stuff in their eyes and stuff, so they're like rubbing like water and milk on their eyes, helping them. So that's why I'm like, the media wants to make you seem like the police are the enemy and they're causing all this harm, but there's people in the community that are actually helping them. That's why I'm like, bro, don't go off the media, bro. Don't look at this left-right media, because then it's going to try to have your mind focus on one thing and away from the truth.
And we know every time there's a protest, there's bad actors, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that you just said it earlier in the pod, but it's like everybody have the right to protest, but peacefully.
Yeah.
When you start damaging public property, damaging people's businesses and their houses, that's where, you got to get locked up.
Got to get locked up.
Law and order got to get put in place at that point. LA has a history of riots and fires and burning. You see they're burning down the Waymo cars and burning down police cars. I'm like, I mean, I get it. They did that over the pandemic, but this now is just like, bro, y'all just causing mayhem to cause mayhem.
Burning American flag, waving a Mexican flag.
And that's another thing, burning the flag too. Like, how you gonna burn a flag of a country that you want to stay in? Like, what sense does that make, bro? Like, I don't understand. That means you love the country you want to stay. Why would you? I don't know. You could talk shit, all the shit you want about America, but then you still want to be here. I don't get it.
These are some privileged people. They remind me of just spoiled brats. Like y'all don't know what other countries go through, bro. Y'all don't know what man, when I went to Brazil, bro, some of these people didn't have no roofs. They didn't have no roof. Their water is the rainwater.
From the sky.
And then sometimes, too, when you even talk to them on the street, they still happy.
Crazy.
They appreciate that they have at least somewhere to live and, you know, they live in. And they love their home and country. But we out here in the U.S., got everything, bro. Got everything. And then just because you don't agree with a few policies or you don't agree with a administration, burn the American flag.
Burn the American flag. You know, they walk out on the highway, stop the whole I don't know what highway it is, but some major highway that they got in Cali. They blocked the whole thing. I'm like, yo, people trying to get to work.
Hold on, let me see if I can find a video.
People got kids to feed.
Literally,
bills to pay.
A black woman was trying to get to work, begging the protesters to move. Y'all probably saw this video by now, because I see it circulating on Instagram or X. I'm starting to be on X a little bit more. It's kind of wild over there.
It is.
I'd be like, damn, how is this legal? How you on X?
Hey, man, Elon and the free speech, man. They should protest on that app. You know what I'm saying?
But she's begging them to move. She's like, I got to get to work and I got to go pick up my kids. And they're like, no, they're not moving. They're like,
yo, that's crazy.
And some white guy was like, oh, you got to go to work. And then some lady was like, this is bigger than work. And
it's bigger than your kids. It's bigger than black and white.
Oh, somebody need to get a monster truck.
Yo.
And like just move. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like,
but if she was to pull out the Glock 9, I mean, I don't know. You see, that's why you gotta be strapped. That's what I'm saying. Hey, I'm not condoning violence, but you gotta protect yourself out here, man. But that's crazy. If she's trying to get to work,
I gotta find
because she got bills to pay and she gotta see her kids or pick up her kid, they're gonna stop you and say, no, it's bigger than that.
Mm-hmm. like, bro, I couldn't believe it.
Your life is not important.
I couldn't believe it, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, when you're protesting, it shouldn't like affect or do anything like that. Like, there's some people who don't want to protest. They're just like, you know what? I want to stay out of this. I want to go
mind my business, go home.
And you're affecting their lives. I'm gonna have to send you the video. But yeah, one thing I want to say too, like what I don't get is like, look, this is how I know both of these parties are corrupt. This is an issue that has been going on for how long, right? There are certain things that the Democrats, promised to fix and they never did. Why, when they were in power, why they couldn't like pass some type of bill or law and have something signed into law saying like it is no longer, I don't know. I don't know the process. I'm not in politics. But I'm just saying, if you're in power, at one point they had the White House, the House and the Senate.
They did.
Why you couldn't pass something saying like, hey, it's no longer a crime if you cross the border illegally?
Yo, they could never say that.
or what if they say like you won't be punished? They could have passed something to fix this issue. I don't know. They could have done something to fix this issue. Right? Or even when Roe v. Wade, Obama ran on codifying it. When he got in office, it was a different story. Mm-hmm. So to me, it's like they don't want to fix these issues because they won't have nothing to run on. And they're just going to keep playing with people's emotions and keep having people saying like, oh, y'all are evil. But when they had opportunities to fix a lot of this shit that y'all still upset about today.
And they've been in office for how many years now?
How many years?
2 terms of Obama and then 1 term of Biden.
So I'm like, yeah, maybe they can't change that federal, but couldn't they put something into place and say like, hey, we don't like ICE. We don't like. I heard some shit AOC saying that she want to get rid of ICE, and I don't know. Like, when y'all had power, y'all couldn't
get rid of ICE, bro. Like,
bro, I'm gonna tell you now.
Just get rid of drug enforcement too. Like, I don't understand.
But my thing is though, y'all. Yeah, AOC renews call to abolish ICE and fundraising email and Trump's border stuff. Yeah, AOC wants to end the agency arresting killers, rapists in New York. Like, yeah, White House says Democratic Party leader AOC wants to ICE. Like, there's a lot of sources saying she wants to end ICE.
Dude, I can't believe she said that. That is crazy.
Like,
that is crazy because like you got to think about it. I know she's saying that for like the Hispanic community and stuff like that because they're kind of the face of this deportation stuff. But you got to think about all the terrorists and all them other people that's coming in the country too. Like they need to get out of here too. Like what are we gonna do about that? So is it that we should, wait? Like you were saying, if the Democrats were in office for so long, and you're saying, what if they just said, yeah, we're going to make it legal or just not punishable to come into the country
like
legally.
Something.
If they do that, the reason why they won't do that is because they know.
They need something to run on. They need people to be angry.
Not even that, bro. Not even that. They know that it's going to cause more problems. You're opening the floodgates. You give them an inch. Oh, we're not going to criminally prosecute you or charge you if you come to the United States. But you're not supposed to be here. People will say, I'm going to take that chance. I'm going to take that chance. If it's not punishable anymore or it's something stupid or a fine or whatever, you think they're going to pay the fine?
But see, and that's what I'm saying too, bro. It's like, y'all protesting Trump and mad at Trump when you should be mad at your party leaders. They had a chance to fix some shit and didn't. They did not. So why are y'all mad at putting anger towards Trump when your party was in power for a long time? And got nothing. So when Roe v. Wade, when that whole shit was going on, people mad at the Republican Party and Trump. When your boy Obama was supposed to codify it and never did, he ran on it and did it. So that's why I'm saying, like, yo, this whole shit is just corrupt.
So wait, so now you're saying, a party that actually got things done that they said they wanted to do came in and did it, but then now everybody's mad.
Hey, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm always thinking about today before we record. I was like, the reason why I said America needed Trump in office, not even because of politics and stuff, so they can see that a president can do what he said he wants to do. If he campaigns on something, he can go into office and do it.
That's a good point.
So now there should be no excuses for future administrations, especially if you control the White House, House, and the Senate, and you control Congress, why they don't get stuff done. There should be no excuse.
There should be no excuses.
Bro, Trump came in with his pen on fire, executive order. He
ran out of ink, bro. Yeah,
bro, it's 6 months in. He's keeping his promise with immigration, deporting people. I don't even know the numbers, but whatever the numbers are. Doing the tariff shit. He announced that, we'll wait and see because Trump could lie.
Yeah.
That China him and China got a deal. But,
that's for right now.
Yeah, that's for right now. He's doing the tariff shit like he said he would. He's trying to get the big, beautiful bill where that shit got to get, torn up. But he's actually trying to pass that. And that includes no tax on tips and what was that?
No tax on overtime.
Yeah, so that's included. So he's at least trying to get that passed. I got to get, like I said, that shit, we'll talk about that. And it's been 6 flipping months. So for any president in the future, Democrat or Republican, and they don't keep their promises, even if you're a Democrat, you could say like, look, I hated Trump, but at least he did what he said he was going to do.
And that was the number one thing too. When I talk to Democrats or people that I know that are heavy Democrats or more liberal, I'm like, okay, you may not like Trump, you may not like what he's doing, how he's doing it, how he's talking, but you can't tell me he's not getting the shit that he said he was gonna do done. Like you can't be mad at that. You gotta give him props for that. I don't agree with everything he's doing. I don't. I'm 100%. I didn't vote for him. I didn't do none of that. I don't agree with everything, but at the same time, I could step back and like look at him and be like, yo, he's finding a way to do it.
Bro, he's finding a way to
look what he did with these tariffs. Everybody's like, oh, it's not gonna work. How many people fell in line? How many people fell in line?
And the economy been holding stronger than I thought they would with the tariffs in place.
Where were we? 4 episodes ago, we was talking about it. We said half of the year. It was like, what's gonna happen with the economy? I mean, it went up. I remember one time it jumped up 1,500 points, higher than where it was when he first came in.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I mean, there's some method to the madness that he's doing, but still, it's like he's getting some of the shit that he's saying he would do during his campaign done.
And bro, he's doing it fast. That's my thing. He's doing a lot of shit fast. So that's why I'm like, regardless of your opinion on Trump, we need to hold our public officials to a higher standard now.
The Democrats are looking for a Democratic Trump. That's what they're looking for.
Good luck.
And who's that going to be? I don't know, because all of them, they all snakes against each other. Because this is, the Republican Party is super unified now. Like, I feel like a lot of Republicans are on the same page. The Democrats on the other end, it seems like they have no real sense of direction, where they're going and who's the leader and who they're going to follow and whose message they're going to go behind. Because everybody has a damn opinion on everything. Mm-hmm. They want this, they want, tax this person, tax rich, tax this, give us free this, free housing, free this. And I'm like, you can't just I don't know. I don't know how you can run a country where everything is free. You can't.
Like, again, it sounds good. I always say it. I said this on that pod a couple times. It sounds good. But with the deficit that we're in right now as a country, New York is in a bad deficit. LA is in a bad deficit. Chicago in a bad deficit. Like, we can't be just doing shit for free. Like, we can't do it. I don't know. I don't know how to figure that out. Mm-hmm. That's why these people are elected. They ain't even figuring it out. Gavin Newsom making it worse.
I can't believe he's even listed on ballots for being president with all the nonsense that he's going through.
So I just don't know, man. Like, I just want somebody in place that just, I don't know, just do the simple shit right. I don't know, bro.
All right. So I got a closing question for you. So how do you think this is gonna end? Like, I know you said earlier you don't know, but like, I need an answer. Like, how do you think all of this is gonna end? Like, when do you think it's gonna end? How do you think it's gonna end?
With the riots?
The riots in LA.
When do I think it's gonna end? As I'm thinking about it, where we at? Right now it's June 11th. But I don't know. And it could, safe bet, I'm like, end of this month. But to be honest, I didn't think it was going this long, but it's still going on. So I would give it to the end of this month. But to be honest, I hope it ends within a week. It don't go past 2 more weeks. But I would say after June it will be done. That's what I would say. Or that's at least what I'm hoping. I'm hoping after June those be finished. But New York just started up.
And New York
started up. So
New York.
To be honest, I don't know. At least for the riots, people could protest. For the riots, I'm hoping at least by the end of the month is finished. But I don't know. And how it will end? Bro, the only way I can see this ending, people going to jail.
The jails are probably packed, yo. Like, where are they going to put them?
People get shot up. Like, I'm talking about, it's going to be ugly, bro. I'm trying to remember how did BLM end? That's what I'm trying to remember. I can't remember how those riots ended.
Oh, those kind of ended when they found out that, the girl was stealing money.
Oh, they stole all the money?
And, they found out she was out in Canada with mansions and, it turned into kind of, I don't even know how to say it, but I'm going to leave it alone. But, it got kind of gray and everything kind of just died. People just lost faith and hope. And COVID ended. So, and then the media shifted to this Palestine war, the Ukraine war.
Okay, yeah. But I mean, and I'm thinking too, bro, Trump has only been here for 6 months. There's a lot more of ICE rounding up to do.
So got a whole 3.5 years left.
So that's what I'm thinking.
That's what else are you gonna do?
I'm gonna say riots round 1. End of June.
End of June.
That's what I'm hoping. But again, matter of fact, if the trend continues like New York is doing in another state,
oh
no.
All I gotta tell you, 4th of July. 4th of July. That's Independence Day. Dude, that's a big day, dude. That's a big day in American history. All right?
Bro, these people burning flags, man.
They burning flags. They running around, burning cars, breaking into buildings and stores. Independence Day is going to be the purge, yo. It's going to be everybody's going to be wilding out times 10. And look, the Palestine-Israel war. Look how long they've been protesting with that. Months. And that's a war that's going on the other side of the world.
Yeah.
So it's not even here where you can that's on the other side of the world. This thing, Trump is not leaving office tomorrow. Tom Homan's still gonna be deporting people and catching people.
It felt like he's been in office for years already.
I ain't been saying that for the first 2 months. First 2 months of president, we felt like he's damn, it felt like he's done 3 years already. But I'm all of those other protests have been going on for so long, and those weren't directly impacting us here. It ain't gonna stop. Tom Homan, he don't seem like he's going to stop at all. I feel like he probably retired when Trump is out of office.
Yeah, because he came out of retirement. And I think once Trump is done, especially after this last go around, he's like, man, I'm done.
Bro, if you can come out of retirement to do this, that means you really wanted to do it. You should be enjoying the retirement, bro.
Yeah.
And I know it's not because he needed the money.
He really just wanted to do it, yo.
Dude, that means he genuinely from his heart. Think about that.
Deport illegals.
Yo, he really wanted to do that. That meant something to him. He felt that he said, "This is my calling." That's what he said. And he gave up retirement for this stress, dude. You got officers injured. You got paid him workman's comp.
Bro, he's definitely retired for good after this, bro. He's like, man, I can't do this no more.
Yo, he's done after this, but it's all jokes. But damn, son. Yeah, That's how I think it'll. Okay, the way I think it'll end is after Independence Day, after people finish, wilding out on that day. They probably tone it down. Tom Homan's they're gonna tone down a little bit, and then they're gonna come back full force. You're gonna see maybe little spits and spats of problems, but it's not gonna be organized. If I was Newsom, he better lock down the whole state and put in curfew, because the mayor also put in curfew in LA. Ain't nobody listen, obviously.
They got a curfew right now?
Yeah, they got a curfew right now.
Oh.
But ain't nobody even care about that. You know what I'm saying? So in the end, I think they gearing up. They're gonna gear up for Independence Day. Cause look, everybody's gonna be off. Most people gonna be off a federal holiday. You know what I'm saying? People wanna run to the store, get their tacos and they Coronas and they Heineken beers and whatever, They're gonna be turned up the Thursday or the Wednesday, whatever day that fall on, and they're gonna wild out, man.
Yeah.
Look, don't go to LA. Don't go to LA during that time, because it's gonna be crazy. It's unfortunate for me to say that, but that's what I think is gonna happen.
Damn, bro.
But yeah, this was a good episode. Just gotta wait and see what the hell is gonna happen. I have no freaking idea. No idea. But stay tuned for the next episode. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what you think. Again, we're on the road to 300, and we're almost there. And then we got a long journey to a milli. You saw what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you got anything else you want to add?
Nah, let it all off on the field, yo.
That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. But anyway, I'm Rich. I'm signing out.
D signing out.
See you guys in the next one. Deuces.
Later.